Hello everyone, if you love RTS games but have been away for a while, you might not know which battlefields are still active in 2026, I've got you covered. These are the top 15 RTS games with the most thriving player bases right now. So let's get into it.
Commerce upgrade complete.
If you've ever wanted to command a galactic empire without the headache of turn-based waiting, Sins of a Solar Empire 2 is your definitive playground. It's a massive 4x RTS hybrid where the scale is honestly staggering. You can zoom from a single fighter pilot all the way out to an entire star system in one smooth motion. The real game changer in 2026 is the dynamic map. Planets actually orbit their suns in real time, meaning your safe trade route could drift into enemy territory while you aren't looking. Between the deep diplomacy overhauls and the terrifying scale of the Titan-class warships, it strikes that perfect balance between grand strategy and high-speed tactical combat. It's polished, it's massive, and it's why Space Sim fans are staying glued to their screens. If you want to experience the sheer tension of a Cold War gun hunt, WARNO is the ultimate tactical simulator. You aren't building barracks here. Instead, you're a commander deploying authentic 1980s battle groups across a hyper-detailed European theater. The beauty of WARNO lies in its combined arms philosophy. You aren't just clicking units, you're coordinating SEAD strikes to clear radar, positioning infantry in urban ruins, and orchestrating armored thrusts through the polder gap. It's a visual and auditory masterpiece where every artillery barrage feels heavy and every lost tank matters. Between the massive 10v10 multiplayer battles and the grueling army general campaigns, it remains the gold standard for players who crave realism over traditional base building. It's gritty, technical, and absolutely relentless.
Waiting for instructions. Okay, sir. Open fire. Yes, sir.
If you find traditional RTS games a bit too frenetic, Northgard offers a refreshing blend of city building and tactical survival. Set in a beautifully realized world of Norse mythology, you aren't just fighting rivals' clans, you're fighting the land itself. The Conquest mode is the star here, offering a massive variety of clan-specific playstyles. The real hook is the seasonal cycle. You can have a massive army, but if you haven't stockpiled enough food for the brutal winter, your conquest ends in starvation before the first axe is even swung. It's a game of calculated expansion where the environment is just as deadly as the enemy. For those who want high-stakes strategy with a cozy, Viking aesthetics, Northgard is a masterpiece of balance.
Let us destroy this alien.
In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war, and it's looking better than ever. The definitive edition of Dawn of War is a love letter to the game that rewinds squad-based RTS combat. Instead of clicking individual workers, you're reinforcing squads of Space Marines right on the front lines. The major upgrade is the new 64-bit engine, which finally allows the massive modding community to push the game to its absolute limits. Whether you're conquering the planet Kronos in the Dark Crusade campaign or watching a dreadnought crush enemies with visceral sync kills, the spectacle remains unmatched. It's a brutal, fast-paced classic that runs flawlessly on modern systems. If you crave tactical depth and sci-fi carnage, the Emperor provides.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Awaiting orders. Squad broken!
Despite a rocky start, Warcraft III Reforged has reclaimed its spot as the king of hero-centric strategy. In 2026, it isn't just about the classic humans versus orcs, it's about the legendary engine powering the world's most creative custom games. Following major anniversary patches, the UI is finally polished and the performance is rock solid. While the competitive 1v1 ladder remains a high-skill obsession, the real draw is the arcade. From tower defense to Dota clones and epic community RPGs, the variety is infinite. It's the only RTS where a single hero's abilities can turn the tide of an entire war. For those who want high fantasy lore and endless community content, Azeroth's legacy is more alive than ever.
For honor. For honor.
If you think you're good at multitasking, They Are Billions is here to humble you. This steampunk survival RTS flips the genre on its head. Instead of fighting a balanced rival, you're fortifying a colony against a literal ocean of the undead. The real-time with pause mechanic is essential, letting you breathe while managing a complex web of resource and tech. The tension is absolute because the stakes are so high, a single zombie slipping past your perimeter can trigger a chain reaction that ruins hours of work in seconds. It all leads to a final, breathtaking wave where 20,000 units flood the screens at once. For fans of the classic holdout mission, this is the ultimate test of defensive strategy and endurance. Greetings, sire! The definitive edition of Stronghold Crusader is the ultimate way to experience the legendary castle sim. This 2026 remaster takes the 2002 classic and injects it with a massive 10,000 unit cap, making Desert Sieges feels more epic than ever. You're still balancing food, taxes, and iron production, but now you can dive into brand new co-op skirmish trails with a friend. The game perfectly preserves its crunchy, isometric charm while adding new AI lords and Bedouin units to master. It's a masterclass in easy-to-learn, hard-to-master strategy where one misplaced tower can ruin your entire economy. If you love building impenetrable fortresses and hearing the iconic The Desert Rises, the king of castle builders has reclaimed its throne.
A message to the rat.
If you find modern military games too arcadey, Broken Arrow is the wake-up call you need. This large-scale tactical RTS ditches base building to focus entirely on joint forces warfare. You aren't just moving tanks, you're managing a custom deck of units from elite spec ops to long-range ballistic missiles. The real draw is the deep customization. You can swap armor packages on your vehicles or choose specific missile payloads for your jets before the battle starts. In 2026, its massive urban maps and complex line-of-sight mechanic have made it a favorite for players who crave a thinking man's war game. It's intense, visually spectacular, and perfectly captures the chaos of a high-tech battlefield. For fans of realistic modern strategy, this is the new frontier.
Please choose your starting location.
If you miss the massive metal-on-metal carnage of Total Annihilation, Beyond All Reason is the spiritual successor you've been waiting for. This open-source project is a masterpiece of scale, allowing you to command thousands of units across sprawling battlefields without dropping a single frame. The game features true physics-based combat, where projectiles follows ballistic arcs and terrain physically blocks radar. In 2026, the Lightbringer update has made the visual pop, while the community-driven development ensures the balance stays razor sharp. Best of all, it's entirely free. Whether you're diving into chaotic 8v8 matches or testing your luck against the Raptor survival mode, that is the ultimate destination for large-scale strategy. It's big, it's loud, and it's pure tactical bliss. If you find traditional history a bit dull, Age of Mythology Retold is your perfect escape. This isn't a simple remaster, it's a total reimagining where god powers and legendary monsters dictate the flow of battle. In 2026, the game has expanded significantly with the addition of the Aztec Pantheon, introducing a fresh, aggressive playstyle and a massive new campaign. The updated mechanic allows you to reuse god powers and manually trigger myth unit abilities, making the combat feel more dynamic than ever. With its polished visuals and a villager priority system that automates the boring stuff, you're free to focus on the epic spectacle of titans and hydras clashing. For those who want their strategy mixed with defined chaos, the myth have never felt more alive. If you want a cinematic war room experience, Company of Heroes 3 has officially hit its stride. Moving to the Mediterranean, it trades the muddy eastern front for the sun-drenched hills of Italy and the desert of North Africa. In 2026, major overhauls have polished the visuals and balance to perfection. The standout remains the full tactical pulse in single player, letting you queue up complex flanking maneuvers with surgical precision. Whether you're conquering the sandbox-style Italian campaign or diving into chaotic 4v4 multiplayer, the destructible environments and squad-based micro make every encounter feel like a Hollywood blockbuster. For fans who want high-tension tactical depth without the stress of traditional base building, this is the premier World War II strategy experience.
Driver, push up. We don't have more day.
If you want to feel the true weight of World War II, Gates of Hell Ostfront is in a league of its own. This isn't your typical click-and-forget RTS, it's a hyper-realistic simulator where every bullet and fuel canister is tracked individually. The standout feature is direct control, letting you jump into the third-person perspective of any soldier or tank to personally aim every shot. In 2026, the game is massive thanks to the Finest Hour expansion, adding the British Commonwealth to its already deep roster. Between its brutal ballistics and the deeply replayable dynamic conquest mode, it offers a level of historical grit that few can match. For the tactical purists who demands realism, this is the ultimate frontline experience. If you want the perfect bridge between classic strategy and modern polish, Age of Empires 4 is the gold standard. In 2026, the game has reached its peak with 18 diverse civilizations, including the long-awaited Vikings. The Anniversary Edition stands out for its incredible documentary-style campaigns that blends real-world history with tactical missions. It keeps the core Age feel but adds unique twists like the Mongols' mobile bases or the English longbow defense. With the arrival of the Crucible mode and polished crossplay for PC and consoles, the community is more active than ever. It's a beautifully balanced, high-fidelity experience that respects its roots while pushing the genre forward. For history lovers and competitive tacticians alike, this is essential playing. In 2026, StarCraft II remains the gold standard for competitive strategy. Its unit's responsiveness and mechanical polish are still unmatched, providing a level of control that modern RTS games are still chasing. The three iconic factions, Tyrann, Zerg, and Protoss, offer the most perfect asymmetrical balance in the genre, making every match a high-speed chess game. Beyond the cutthroat rank ladder, the massive co-op mode and thriving arcade keep the community vibrant. Recently added to Game Pass, the game is experiencing a huge resurgence of both veterans and newcomers. Whether you're here for epic cinematic campaign or the intense 1v1 grind, StarCraft II is the undisputed king that simply refuses to age. For pure tactical speed, nothing else comes close.
Emrin tamam.
25 years later and it's still good to be the king. Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition is a masterpiece that only gets better with age. In 2026, the game features a staggering 45 civilizations, recently adding South American icons like the Mapuche and Moisca. The definitive experience delivers more than just 4K visuals. It offers auto-reseeding farms, modern pathfinding, and over 200 campaign missions. Whether you're a casual builder or a rank ladder veteran, the game's easy to learn, impossible to master loop remains the gold standard of the genre. From perfectly timed castle drops to the iconic Wololo, it's the ultimate game of medieval chess. For millions of players worldwide, this remains the undisputed home of real-time strategy. Thanks for watching, comment below and let me know which of these games you're most excited to play. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support the channel. I'll see you in the next one.